live. This will all be cleaned up, obviously, but for testing purposes, it'll do. Pretty cool, man. What's that remote at? You got that remote?
Over there.
Oh.
Well, hold the remote, sure.
Check it. Here's the newest addition in the garage. This is the Tao Tao ATM50. That's my old one over there, the matte black, and I have this one here, the shiny black, which I donated to my son as an early Christmas / birthday gift. And the gifts just keep coming. So he's got a single DIN head unit that we mounted into the rear luggage compartment right there. This flips up and it has a wiring running down through the body of the vehicle. In the front, we're going to have two 4-inch Rockford Fosgate speakers, 2 tweeters, set up to mount his cell phone so he can control the stereo system. Connected to the stock battery. We'll see how that all works out as the video progresses. So here's phase 1 of the stereo installation in the scooter. I got this DIN size radio, it's a mechless unit which has Bluetooth, USB 3.5mm and AM/FM tuner. I notched out a 1 DIN sleeve in the back of the luggage rack. I bought my sleeve right in there, and then I'm going to use this extra piece that I have left over. I'm going to use that as a fill, so I'm going to have my radio in the back, and then I'm going to put the rest of the equipment up in the front. The next step I did is I took the sleeve, I mounted it in there. I took the extra piece of fiberglass that I cut from the hole from the radio and I modified it, made a straight edge and slid it in here so that way this gloss edge, you have a textured ABS, and then a gloss edge so you have a custom look and fit. So that's going to go in there like that. Then of course you're going to have the trim ring. I'm going to mount the sleeve and the radio. This thing's going to be so sweet. And on the back side, hot glue takes care of all the rest there. It fits in there just so damn perfect, almost like it was made for me to come in here and do this. So far, this is what we're looking at. The head unit's mounted into the rear trunk. I decided not to do the piece of shiny black because it didn't look right because of the space in between there. So we filled it up with this acoustic carpet and we went around the whole trim ring to make it look seamless. There's the other side. Looking sweet. So again, there's the radio mounted in the rear trunk of the scooter. Now we're moving over to the front side. And we have 2 templates that were provided in the box with the speakers. So those are 4-inch holes. These are going to sit just like that on both sides to allow 2 of these Rockford 4-inch Prime series speakers to go in there. So the next step is to cut these 2 holes out. Now we've got the holes drilled out. We have the speed clips in the locations ready for the grills to get mounted with the speakers. And this thing should be looking like a real stereo any second now. So moving right along, here's the 4-inch speakers mounted into the cubby hole. They want to make a top panel. We're going to recess and have a cell phone holder as well as a place to mount the tweeters. It's going to look pretty cool. The tweeters will be offset to the right and left of the speakers that are mounted in there flush right there like that. Step in this process is to make a template to fill this area and cover the speakers here. So there it is with a piece of cardboard with a couple modifications. So we copied that template onto a piece of thin material which we're going to trace out and cut. That's where we're going to mount the cell phone slot and the tweeters, and that panel is going to be a flush mount coffin kind of panel for the top of this area in the scooter. So here's the back side of our template with the 2 tweeters mounted in there with the flush mount grills. I'm just going to secure this into there. So there's what the panel fitted in there. The 2 tweeters mounted in there, the 2 4-inch Rockfords. Next thing I do is light this thing up with some audio power. I'm gonna listen to this thing. This thing looks so nice and clean. So now the next step before we can get some tunes rocking in here is we pull the panel out here for the tweeters. We're going to put the crossovers in back there and connect the speaker wires for the rear channel. These are going to be the fronts. We have to mount the crossovers and put this back in there. We'll just drill a hole right here and come out. We're gonna go down. The battery's gonna get constant and ground. We're gonna get accessory over here in this front harness. We're gonna run our multi-conductor cable over here for our speaker wires and power. So it's going right down there, underneath here. And you can see, right there we got a little black grommet with the black wire, which is going out, coming back out here. There's the back of our radio. We'll just hardwire that in there like so. These here are the tweeters on the bench. Of course, one of the wires pulled out of the crossover, so we soldered that back on there. That's what that mess over there is all about, but that's better. So we're just gonna mount these up onto the back of these speakers. We'll bundle them up and we'll run those through a hole with the 4-inch mid-ranges, and then we can have a front and a rear channel, left and right. So we'll use all 4 channels from the radio to power up the stereo. Here's what we got. Here's the update. So the radio here is all pre-wired at the harness, my speakers. My power are running ground right down next to the chassis located there. So a short ground is a good ground. So we ran that down, insulated it, put a grommet back in there by the gas tank, ran it down through. I got this 1/4-inch loom. So what it is down in here, I got the red and yellow for my constant and my accessory power. And over here, I got my 8-wire multi-conductor, which is gonna run to my speakers. 2 for the 4-inch, 2 for the tweeters. Over there somewheres, here's the hole where we're gonna come through. And this is where I'm gonna grab my accessory power for the key. This audio system is almost at completion, so the harness for the radio is all here. Like I showed you, power is there, ground's there. I got an 8-pin multi-conductor running through for my speaker leads. Running through the grommet right in this area through the fiberglass, back down, tucked down through the frame. And over here, I have a constant lead, 5 amp from my battery fuse. Always stay away from the factory. You don't want to mess with these things, trust me. I'm experienced often. Here's my pre-wired speakers for the 4-inch. The tweeter panel, I believe he's working on it somewhere. That's right down there. That's getting done. So there's a multi-conductor for the speakers. Here's my labeled accessory lead, which is the black sender conductor here on the scooter power plug for the ignition. With the green light, which indicates ground, rest of ground. And when I cycle the key on, when you cycle the key on, you can see that switching on and off. That's got its own separate fuse as well, labeled. Run through the looms, going straight down underneath here behind the wheel, following along all the factory stuff, just staying on the side, keeping it nice and neat. That's the key. It's alive. This will all be cleaned up, obviously, but for testing purposes, it'll do. Pretty cool, man. What's that remote at? You got that remote?
Over there.
Oh.
You want to hold the remote, sure?
Check it. Check that out. It's got a nice little clock, Bluetooth. It's got a USB port right over there, AM/FM tuner, which we got a little dongle out the back for an AM/FM, so we can pick up some local stuff. This thing's pretty damn loud. The bass could be a little bit more, but it's a little disappointing with those Rockford speakers because I know that they're capable of so much more. But for the power of a head unit, 15 watts, man, that is so much better. You should see the crap that I have in my scooter. It's almost embarrassing. Look at this piece of crap. Looks like somebody's gonna be getting an upgrade. This thing's bumping, shiny. Looks tight. Liking that. Somebody's jelly. Now you gotta go do yours.